You don't pick against Brady.
If the Browns win that game Monday, you might record without me.
You are now listening to the Not Your Average Sports Fans podcast. Now here's your host, Alec Beichelman and the fans.
Cool, we should be good to go. Oh. Hello, and welcome to the Not Your Average Sports Fans podcast. We are live and rowdy tonight. I am the man doing the live tonight, Chris My Car. Welcoming in the fans. Guys, how we doing tonight?
Doing good. Dalton, you dead over there?
I think he's passed out.
We rolling?
Yep.
I'm doing good. Hats off as always.
Oh, 100%.
Hats off.
Not showing the bald spot today.
Just not a fan.
Not a fan of it.
There you go.
I have so many questions.
What?
Start asking. I'm ready.
Yeah, let's go.
What's the question?
Dave, what's on the mind?
I understand.
What?
Chairman, what the fuck is that?
Oh, my hat, dude. You ain't never seen a foam cowboy hat?
Apparently
We're
not.
investing. We're investing, okay?
We're investing.
We're investing.
You know what? I'm glad I missed that meeting. I'm glad I was working.
You just ain't cool enough to wear a Bud Light bucket cap or a big foam hat. Bucket
Yes,
cap.
sir.
Yeah.
I'm not getting up to get my camo hat.
You're just not living the dream, dude. That's all it really is.
No, he's not.
He ain't living the dream.
Living something.
So, Chris, you gonna keep her rolling here?
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, I guess it will be me since I'm running the live.
This is your
first
show
time.
today, bud.
You see how I feel, so. Alright, so. Chairman, what's on the mind?
Man, this is the first time I've ever had this before, and I'm gonna be honest. I never felt this before. I'm on the spot. Wow. What's on the mind? First things first. We are foam hat investors. Swear to God. Brand new, all in, $20, $20. $20 is $20. That's all I know. It ain't foam. Okay, so we are foam and cardboard hat investors.
Beer box investors.
Rocking and rolling.
I can't do that.
Why not? I got a Budweiser one hanging up right here from college.
You can't make it cardboard hat.
I didn't invest.
Well, this is Sarah's, so she just left it here. So
If you get
So you're wearing it
I
today.
didn't invest.
right.
Or if you find a good Apple one.
You have to make it.
I think the only one I've ever seen is a Natty Light one. That's about and a Busch Light one. I've never seen a Busch Light Apple one.
By the way,
So-
Dalton,
It's in the works
You
now.
have to do it, dude.
I saw something. I thought of you. I saw somebody was wearing a Busch Light shirt. On the back, it said "Shuck Yeah," and it had the corn can. And I thought
That's
of you.
awesome.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
But pretty good day. It's been solid. Halfway through the week, hump day. Everybody's ready for it. Living
Yes.
the dream, rocking it up. Other than that, man, it's just ready to rock it up to the weekend. That's all I know.
Hell yeah. Good.
2 days left.
That it is. So, Dalton, what's on the mind?
Well, it's Wednesday. It's hump day. Kind of bummed out now. There's a concert I could have went to, but I thought the weather was going to be a little worse, like almost last Saturday, and cleared up by the time I was done with work today. And my buddy's up there right now, Austin, and it didn't look like there's a lot of people up there. But hey, I'm here. I'm on the live. It's hump day. Only thing from here is the weekend. So,
Absolutely.
and we get days closer to football.
Yes, most definitely. So, David, as you're taking a big swig of your bottle of Pepsi, what's on the mind, buddy?
First week of the new job. So that's going pretty well. Definitely different, but a very good different. Just information overload this week, so I've had some pretty big headaches this week.
I feel it.
A lot of
Understandable.
phone calls, a lot of handshakes, a lot of paperwork.
Kissing, hands, shaking babies.
Yeah. But I love it, and I think really I will like this weekend I'm off, and then like next weekend I'm off. So that'll be like a new thing for me. I've never had that. It's been 3 years since I've had consecutive weekends off.
It's
But
a nice
also-
thing.
I know it is, and I come home for lunch. I mean, I eat at home for free. It's awesome. So,
Ain't bad.
and most importantly, the Steelers reported a training camp today, so it's football season. It's here. All 32 teams are in camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that means, hey, Jake, right here. Me and you. Look, I am a fan of all sports, NBA included, college basketball. It's football season. Stop talking about it in our chat. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. I can't down on that hard because hopefully I'm working with another possible sponsorship, maybe some T-shirts in the works with 94 Feet and Ryan Carr. Give them a shout out real quick. Hopefully get them in our actual studio in August. We're going to sit down later this week, get some plans wrote out. He's got a couple new lines of merchandise dropping, and I think he wants to get it on the platform to sell it out. So I said, hey, I got a platform. We got a platform. Hop on, sell your soul. We got it. So, but no, man. Stop talking about basketball right now. It's training camp.
So Chris, man, what's on the mind?
Well, there's actually two things. One, I'm helping out running the media and everything. That way our favorite chairman can take a break every now and then. And it is Wednesday. 2 more days till the weekend.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
ecstatic for that. And today was tiring.
Yeah.
But it's definitely football season with Pittsburgh reporting with a few other teams. Camp is officially underway, and I am ecstatic for it. Especially because we literally have a 3-man showdown for our quarterback, and I already know who I will ask QB1, and it's our rookies. But let's see how it plays out.
So I've always wondered, do they broadcast like Building the Browns does on YouTube? Does every NFL team do that?
A version, I think most do. I think the Steelers are the standard is the standard, something like that.
Yeah.
That's the saying in Pittsburgh. It wouldn't shock me if the Bengals didn't because they're so damn cheap.
Well, they are getting an indoor facility.
And
You
they
guys
already
did hear that, right?
pay Joe Burrow. I mean,
Right.
if they were smart, they'd pay Jesse Bates. But
They'll work on it.
It is what it is.
second best safety in the entire AFC. It's fine.
Yeah, almost.
Top 4. I mean,
Close
why
enough.
pay them? Why
It's close
pay a
enough.
defensive guy?
Nah. Who would do such a thing?
Who would pay
Right.
somebody on defense? Who cares about that side of the ball?
Defense. Never heard of her.
So, I know Chris has the logo thing he wants. Are we talking that linebacker thing I sent?
Oh,
The
one
linebacker.
linebacker for which linebacker out of that picture we had? Who you would take
Yeah.
as your linebacker?
Because I thought that was a really, I was surprised. Somebody said Timmons. I was really surprised.
All right.
I can't remember.
Before we get into that, first question I had come in. Brandon, thanks for commenting. Hope I haven't heard anything from your podcast. Hope to see some of it soon. He said, "Am I the only one? Am I the only that's very impatiently waiting for Watson's suspension to be official and released. So, I guess that release thing on Twitter was false. If you guys saw, there's been no official release on what a suspension is. A 6-game suspension on Twitter was released.
They were projecting 6 to 8 games, but they're still discussing.
Now there's rumors going around through analysts saying that it's up to 8 to 10 games. So
we've heard that that was the first thing that came out.
I still believe it. I do.
It's either it's going to be 8 to 10 or the whole year. I don't think it's anything like
Here's the thing. I did
the whole year though.
I did some homework. I do believe that Raceland is right. Josh Rosen was signed for a 1-year deal as an emergency. I did go back and watch some stuff. Not the greatest guy, to be honest with you. Good backup. That's about it. Jacoby Brissett's probably going to take 10 games worth of snaps, if I can say. So, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a full season. So,
absolutely.
Right.
Just with everything that's gone on and everything that's just for the fact that they're pulling it out this far, if they only put it down to a low number, I feel like a lot of people are going to be upset.
I think the thing for me is if it because actually I was talking to your dad, and it was probably the beginning of June, and he said he thought by training camp they would have the full suspension. And
the Browns have already reported.
yeah, that's what I mean. All 32 are there.
Yeah.
I mean, he was spotted walking across the street the other day in full uniform for a photo shoot. So
in some custom Jordan 11 cleats too.
yeah, that's all. Those were nice.
See, and
It's just
real
for
quick.
me, the longer part of me thinks the longer they're pushing this is because they know what they're giving is going to have backlash, which makes me think it might be on the shorter end. Because originally I would have said it's waiting out because there's more details. We would have those details by now. They haven't been released, they haven't slipped, which means it very well could be in the 4 to 6 range, which then I think people would be incredibly unhappy with the NFL.
See, I would rather it be released at the end of training camp than at the beginning of training camp, because it almost would be a distraction. It's kind of it's a double-edged sword. Well, no, it would be more of a distraction, which I don't think Deshaun Watson is taking it that way.
No,
because if he's coming in full geared up for photo shoots, it's just another day in the office for him. And Brandon commented again, he's hoping for 6 because he's a biased Browns fan. No, I think all Browns fans are hoping for 6, but don't be surprised if it's going to be more. That's
I'll be surprised if it can go up to a season.
Right. There's a part of me too that thinks at one point we all thought there was a legit possibility he never played football again.
Absolutely.
At one point we thought that was a legit thing.
Well, that was because we thought of the severity and comparisons along the other spectrum of, oh man, I keep forgetting his name, who bet with his team.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley. I had it, but yeah, it's we all thought that spectrum because he was betting for his team and got a full year suspension. So everybody was using that because that was the closest comparison. Am I kind of wondering why we're not hearing a lot? Yeah, I wonder every day when I turn on 97.1 The Fan out of Columbus, and I sit there and I try to listen to see what people are talking about. It's the same stuff between every show. Oh, maybe 6 to 10, maybe a full season. Guys, we're saying the same stuff. It's just we're going to have to sit down and wait.
I think, I agree, at some point, it does become a distraction because it's not that team, with or without him, should be good. They're a lot better with him on it and playing.
Yes.
But without him, they should still compete for a wild card. There's
Right.
enough there. So I think it discredits what is there. I mean, up front on both ends of the ball, they haven't. I mean, they're going to compete with anybody in the league.
Oh, absolutely.
And then, not to mention, you add in the running game they're going to have and the linebacker play. I mean, they're going to be fine. And I'm not saying this is like a shot, but whoever they have playing quarterback, it can't be as injured as they had last year. So the offense is going to flow.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. Even if it's, Josh friggin' Rosen.
Yeah.
I mean, the offense is so quarterback friendly. I think it hurts what's there. And unfortunately, until the suspension's over, there's no way around it.
And
Right.
I think it's something that a lot of Browns fans are going to see for the fact that they're going to see quarterbacks that they know have not competed well in prior stances with not as good of offenses, that they're going to be able to sit back and say, Baker had this and he couldn't win a championship, or Baker's now going to Carolina, or we're getting a different quarterback in this and we're still looking at the same situation or a better situation with better quarterbacks.
That's going to be the thing. If it's the same shit,
Mhm.
it's gonna be like, we gave up all that
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah.
Which
Well-
that gets people fired.
Well, hold on. So in this
Hold on.
situation, I think in that case right now, with not having your QB1, I think you're looking at this as a positive. For the fact that first thing, you got rid of what was a first overall pick in a quarterback, and you got something great in return for it, and you're showing out with guys that should not be starting. I'm just saying that now. Guys that should not be starting in the league, and they're still performing the same way Baker was, or even better. I take that as an absolute win. Guys are getting raises. Guys
So,
are going out and partying.
I meant more on the, like, if Deshaun comes back and it's the same shit.
Okay, so if Deshaun Watson comes back and it's the same stuff, absolutely, everybody's getting
Yeah,
fired.
then
That office is gone.
Yeah, people are fired. It's like, because you
Yeah.
gave up all this. Like, let's say they don't suspend him for, let's say they do 6. They're probably 4-2 coming out of it. It's a very easy start.
Okay.
That's what I said. Yeah.
So if you're 4-2 and you get to the end of the year and you're 8-9, 9-8, you got issues.
Well,
Like, you can't
yeah.
be 4-2 and not have 10 wins.
See, and I think the Browns' schedule, they're easily set up for a 10-win season. I've said that since the schedule has been released. 10 wins puts you in wild card contention, depending on how the other cards fall, and especially what games you win. Brandon, my cousin, also has a podcast as well. He put in the comments saying that he'll release his next podcast when he does a season preview, when he actually figures out when the QB1's going to be. I totally agree with that, man. I mean, if that's your platform, you go with it. So
I wanna go back to that schedule situation with the Browns.
Right.
So I see 3 wins on this schedule for the first 6 games. And I think we talked about this last week, and Dalton, I know that you and I had this conversation.
Right.
And you and I disagreed on week 4. But Dave, I want to hear what you have to say about the first 6 games that the Browns have. First thing, they're at Carolina. First game opener.
I think they lose that one. I do. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You think they lose to Carolina in the first game?
If on the road, I do. Yes.
Okay. I have a lot of questions. Who do you think they beat them? Okay,
Me
so
too.
number 2, they're in Cleveland for the Jets. That's a win.
That's a win. Absolutely.
Okay, so they're in Cleveland for the Steelers. That's a win.
Yes.
They're at Atlanta for
Absolutely.
week 4. That's a win.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm okay.
That's it.
So week 5, Chargers in Cleveland.
Nope.
That's a loss. Okay. Week 6, Patriots in Cleveland.
Yes, they beat Patriots.
Okay, so there's your
Hey,
4-2.
Patriots
Dalton,
are
you're
all-
showing. So then
Sorry,
you're
I-
saying 4-2 as well. I don't think we beat Belichick in Cleveland.
I think it's the opposite. I think the Browns can go into Carolina and beat Carolina, and I think that the Chargers will be one of their losses.
Oh yeah,
Or no, not the Chargers. The
Falcons?
Falcons. Yeah.
I didn't have Falcons. I had Chargers.
It's going to be up in the air between Falcons and Patriots, but Chargers,
Yeah, they're not. No, I'm sorry. Chargers.
If you're looking at history on game one, that's the reason, and I understand.
No, I'm purely like it is on the road. That place, it's opening week, so teams still believe you're going to have a quarterback who's pissed off at the opponent come in. One team's not going to have the quarterback they're supposed to. It's
Wait, whoa. You're saying Baker's going to beat Sam?
absolutely.
That's coming from the Sam Darnold believer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am very much like after last year. He is a backup quarterback.
I mean, you literally have this jersey
No.
to prove it. You wore
I'm
it.
still on Carson Wentz.
Put
I
that
ain't coming off
bandwagon back up.
I ain't coming off the Carson Wentz bandwagon. I'm still on that. The
I don't
Sam
care
Darnold
about that
is
one.
moving over to Carson Wentz.
I care
How
about
about
the
that
one
one,
that you're hooking on the Baker in Carolina. I'm hooking that one on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You can bring that on. Let's go.
I see at best a 3-3 start for the Browns. At worst, I see a 2-4 start.
Which a 3-3 start in a
So,
17-game
yeah.
season is not terrible.
I see a 2-4 start at worst.
You have
And I don't think
11.
that.
You have 11 games after that to decide what your future dictates.
The two games I think the Browns have guaranteed locked down right now is I think they beat the Jets and the Steelers in Cleveland.
Right.
Oh,
Those are the
100%.
two games I can not throw as a throw up or as okay, there's a small percentage that's going to not happen. That's a pretty confident. Unless something drastic happens or major in those games. Because at the end of the day, it is a game of football.
The Steelers, and I'm not the Steelers. We don't know what we're getting, but it's in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So, I truly don't know what's coming. I have no idea what's going to be on the field. That defense is going to be outstanding. I know, there's no way.
So our podcast Saturday was interrupted by that hellacious
Yes.
Yep.
storm that came through. And I said it, but I think I was cutting in and out. The Steelers are going to have a Browns season of last year. The defense is going to carry them
Yep.
in games, all 17 games,
100%.
as long as they can stay healthy.
Now, what scares me, I think that offense can hang a little bit, but I have a fear that they're going to find a way to get Najee Harris 400 touches, and he's going to get hurt, and it's going to be very
Yep.
similar to Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
If he's hurt, there's nothing else there. It's just too much. At some point, Pickett's going to play. I don't think it's early, but Pickett will play. All signs point to Trubisky. And if Pickett isn't QB2 and he couldn't beat out Mason Rudolph, there's red flags flying, and they screwed up. But I think it can be up and down. I know we did the episode earlier and I pushed everybody's buttons, and I think I had the Steelers as a wild card team. I don't. It's just not going to be a thing. I think this division's going to have two playoff teams in it. In an AFC where 4 teams could come out of the AFC West, you're asking for too much.
4 teams come out of the AFC West.
It could. Very easily 4 could come out. You can have all 3 wild cards be out of the AFC West.
I don't think that's how it's going to work.
I
really
know. But, you could.
It's a possibility, but
Yeah.
I think that's more of a stretch.
Mhm.
It's a possibility, but it's a stretch.
It is. But it's going to be the closest thing to that we've seen with this 7.
Right.
So, but I'm excited as we're getting more into these podcasts. As we get into some more preview stuff, more in depth.
Yes.
100%.
Well, we're also going to start seeing what final rosters are going to look like. They're going to start making some cuts
yeah.
here and there.
Yep.
Preseason around, we definitely have it.
We're going to start getting our starting lineup structured. And,
Hard Knocks is coming back on.
100%.
We get to see the Fighting Dan Campbell's.
Yep, Motor City.
Oh, I can't wait.
The Fighting Dan Campbell's. I'm thoroughly excited. I think I've been watching Hard Knocks since I was about a junior in high school, and I've watched almost every single one. I think the Detroit Lions is the one that I've been waiting to watch.
Oh, I can't wait.
Because if you look at the history of the Detroit Lions, always being so close yet so far away,
Yep.
having all these weapons and still being so far away, that now we get to see Dan Campbell as head coach pretty much up close and in person, and then watch, Aiden Hutchinson try to do his thing. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what that team is going to show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see the cuts of that team from all the players that they have. So,
Did you see? I sent it on Twitter today. They had I think their first practice today, and there's this video of them doing up downs, and he's got the whistle blowing it himself as they're doing up downs. Like, all right, he's ready. But them boys doing their up downs, they're raring to go. I'm excited. I think there's got to be an over/under bet on the amount of F-bombs he drops for the whole season of Hard Knocks.
a lot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's gonna be.
It's going to be a lot.
Oh, 100%.
And it's gonna be awesome. Like, it's not gonna be like sentence fillers. They're gonna be pure him. And it's gonna fit and flow.
Another thing I'm interested to see is who Hard Knocks picks to do the in-season after about 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, that definitely will be interesting.
So, do they have? I don't. Chris, you would probably know. Do they have rules on it like training camp? Like if you're a playoff team, are you safe? Because if
I
you're a
think
playoff team,
I don't know.
You're safe.
With the new one, I really haven't looked that much into it. But I can imagine if it's a new team or a playoff contending team, you might be safe from it. But the
Colts were last year, and they were a playoff contending team.
Yeah, so they might be looking for one of those.
Contending can be two different. Like, there's rules. Like, if you miss the playoffs back-to-back years, think you're eligible for Hard Knocks.
I didn't know there was an eligibility standard. That's one thing I never knew.
Like, if you are a playoff team, automatically you are not being on Hard Knocks. That's the best way. Like, because everybody fucking hates that shit. We love it. The coaches hate it.
No, because I'm trying to think. They had one team that went far. God, that was years ago, though. I think it was when the Houston Texans made their run.
Yeah, that was back when. Yeah.
When Vince Wilfork was still.
Yeah, because he had his overalls on.
Yep.
Because he walked into
one that
practice.
they didn't expect because they call it the Hard Knocks curse.
Yep.
It's Hard Knocks comes in and you do absolute shit that season. But
Easton didn't. They won the South that year, I believe.
Yes, they did.
All right, here's the criteria. A non-first-year head coach, they have no playoff appearance in the last 2 seasons, and they haven't been featured on the show in 10 years.
Yeah. Sounds like Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, that's the thing, though, is you get out, because I think Cincinnati's done it twice.
Yep.
Dallas, I think, has done it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, Dallas had 3 because they were
Dallas
2
has had
within
3
recent.
times.
Yeah.
Baltimore had the original.
Yep. Baltimore was the first, or the first
Kansas
one or
City's
2.
had one. When the Chiefs sucked, they had one.
Yep.
Because I think it was the year when
I think the Rams. The Rams were. No, the Rams when they were in St. Louis, they had one. No,
Yes.
they just moved to L.A.
They had, yeah. And then
Jeff
they
Fisher was
did.
still the head coach.
Yep.
They did L.A. again when they did with the COVID, and they did the 2 teams together.
Yeah, because they did
Yes.
L.A. Rams and I can't remember the other team.
Chargers.
It was Chargers. They did the L.A. one. You're right.
The Browns were the most recent.
Jets have had it.
Jets have had it. You know, one team that I really don't wish to have a bad season, because I do actually love their fans too, is Tennessee. I wouldn't mind seeing Hard Knocks go to Tennessee.
Oh, dude, with Vrabel?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I would love to see
100%
it.
with Mike Vrabel there.
I think that's one of my top. That's one of my top ones, and I don't want Tennessee to have a bad year because they always give a great effort.
Oh,
But
100%.
I would love to see it.
You know, we talked before, like, with the game, ultimately, as it goes through cycles, we'll go back to. They're the example. We're going to play defense, and we're just simply going to out-physical you. You're better than us on paper, but we're bigger, stronger, and we're just going to kick your ass, and we're going to win 12 games.
Right.
And we'll do it in the cold, and we'll do it better than you. And that's Vrabel. I would say they're probably the toughest team in the league. And
You want to talk about a really hard-nosed team? It's definitely Tennessee.
Oh, 100%.
Tennessee's up there. I think there's Amazon Prime has a additional one, which
All or
Carolina
Nothing.
Panthers was on there. I watched it. That was back when Greg Olson was still playing.
Oh gosh.
Cam was still playing.
2018
I think this
season.
was back when I was in college. It was an older one. I think like
Before
20
Keekly retired.
Yes, that was Greg Olson's last injury before he
Yep.
was released from Carolina.
Before
So
he
that
signed
would have
with
been, what, 2017?
2018.
Oh wow.
2018. Our all or nothing was the 2018 season because we had rookie Baker Mayfield when we played.
Right. So
And
I would like to see All or Nothing go to a decent team and show the insides of that during the season. But
Right.
Hard Knocks made their own version, so I don't know what the in-season criteria for Hard Knocks is. I don't know if it's the same as their preseason or in camp. So, but that stuff's just fun because if you're a true fan of that team, like
they ditch it. They just pick. They ditch it.
okay, so it shows so much of an in-depth thing that everybody idolizes these top-tier players that could be a part of your team, but it shows them as humans still, which I think gives a great perspective to what people forget is some of these guys are just juniors coming out of college. Some of these guys are 10-year vets. You just have to understand. So it's a good understanding. That's why I loved Hard Knocks.
So, I don't know if I missed it. They do have this year's team for in-season.
Oh, really?
It's the Cardinals.
that's right, because I think we mentioned it before.
So that's a playoff team.
Yeah, so that's a good one to watch.
Right.
Yes, but the thing with that'll be is if they do what Arizona does and collapse, how good does that get at the end of the year?
Be thankful that Raceland is not on this podcast.
He's probably joining that. He probably felt a disturbance in the Arizona
He would be
force.
jumping
He's joining.
through your skin. He would be
Did I say
jumping through
something?
your skin right now.
Yes.
What I
100%.
said was factual.
Okay, whatever you said.
Did I not say something factual?
I
What have they
mean,
done?
if I'm going to pay a quarterback that much, I wouldn't be surprised.
They gave him all that money and had to put it in his contract how much he had to study. If you have to do that, you shouldn't give him that money.
Agreed.
He's not he's not that guy.
Agreed.
He's worth like $180 million, and I'm being
But-
generous at 180.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not only did they collapse, they got blown out in the playoffs, and he played awful. He played worse than Big Ben in that Steelers-Browns playoff game. And that
Yeah.
says a lot.
So, skip on over to college football.
Yes.
Big Ten Media Week was this week.
That
Some
it was.
interesting things
Yes.
said from some high-up coaches. I would like to start off the first one with Jim Harbaugh saying that their goal is to beat Ohio State, beat Michigan State, win the Big Ten again, and go on to win a national title. Good luck.
So
They'll lose a little brother again.
obviously,
I'm gonna leave that there.
I have no issue with setting the expectation. I have issues if you're 7-5.
So let me rephrase with the last team to go in Big Ten media, the Ohio State University. Ryan Day came out and said 11-2 in a Rose Bowl would be good for some other team, not for a Buckeye. That right there is sending chills because that is a standard. That's a standard. That's a standard.
Yeah, there was one too that I was reading. That was Jackson Smith and the Jigba because they were interviewing him, and he said, "You want to double cover me? I don't care. Give me all the coverage. I got guys that got my back, and you got to stop them."
So pretty much what this says is what I said when we did kind of our end of the season preview after the national championship game and stuff. I said Ohio State is going to come back hungry, and if the whole Ohio State interviews and Ryan Day's interview doesn't speak loudly of that, then I must be blowing smoke out of everybody's ass. Because I've been calling this since probably January 8th. I know we recorded just days after the national title. So, it speaks truth, people. It speaks truth. Now, I want to go back and look at some of the other stuff and, see what some other of the coaches said. I did listen to some things this week when they were going through other coaches. Everybody's saying that Iowa's going to be on top of the West. I really think Wisconsin's going to sneak it through.
I honestly can see Wisconsin sneaking it through, especially I can't remember their running back. I'll have to double check their roster. But their running back coming back, he's going to be on a tear because I think it'll be both him, Travion Henderson, and Blake Corum trying to fight for the Big Ten running back of the year.
Right.
So, no, there's
It's hey, man.
No, there's not one. Oh, don't say stupid shit. That's coming from me. Don't say stupid stuff. Unless he gets hurt, that whatever his name in Columbus is going to be up for a Heisman. Stop.
I wouldn't give him that yet.
It's coming from me.
I said yet. Let me say that again. I said yet.
Chairman, I know. It's coming from me. I know.
Chairman, you got a headache there. Speak your words. There's a microphone for a reason.
In terms of a Heisman, who are you talking about?
What's the running back?
Travion
Henderson.
Yeah, him. He could lead the country in rushing.
You mean the first number, one of the best running backs in what will be his draft class, and will probably get his career ruined by some horrible team in the NFL.
Probably the Pittsburgh Steelers.
But it's gonna be a little while. He's got to be
this year, next year. Now, do I think? To be clear, I don't think he's the best back in the country, but in the Big Ten, he's the best back in the Big Ten.
Who's
your best back in the country?
John Robinson.
Yeah. Who?
The guy in Texas, Robinson. That's the best back in the country.
Oh, Robinson.
Yeah.
I can't wait till Texas has 5 losses at the end of the season.
Stop.
I can't wait for Texas to lose to Kansas again. Rock
You know
chalk,
how many
baby.
SEC games they have this year that are against actual good SEC teams?
Nailed it. What did Raceland say?
Texas is going to be 11-1.
On what? Yeah, probably in NCAA Football 23.
Who?
I didn't say it.
You did not just say 11-1.
11-1.
40-minute mark. We're going to go back through the live and clip this, and we're going to save it as a bit, just so you're aware. I feel hard entering the chat now.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I can't wait till we get the games in the week and see how Texas plays out now. Jesus.
I'm looking at their schedule real quick.
Give me 3 seconds here.
Hey, yeah, when you
plenty.
find that schedule, just go ahead and pull it up on the stream. I want to see.
Yeah, go ahead, pull it up.
Oh my good lord. Okay, so Chris, what I need you to do, I'm gonna share my screen. Go watch the live.
Yep, I'm pulling it up.
Well, I'm gonna actually separate this really quickly. Okay, so here's this. I don't know what the heck is even going on. You can still see still see it.
You have it on your Facebook. I don't have the
Of course I
schedule.
do. Of course I do. Hold on.
You're good. Hold on.
I got it right here. Hold on. There you go. It's because I pulled it into a different tab. There you
No,
go.
you're
That's
good. There it is.
So,
Okay.
So week 1, that's a win. I don't care who the heck it is. It's University of Louisiana Monroe.
Rich Rodriguez.
Longhorn Network. Yeah, whatever. Okay, you are not beating Alabama.
Absolutely.
You are not beating Alabama.
No, you're not. That's a loss.
I don't even know.
It's at home.
Nick Saban will make Steve Sarkisian. Yes. Horn stomp. And you know what? I'll go on a limb. That kid from UTSA is running the ball. I think UTSA could pull off the upset in Austin, Texas, and do it.
They beat UTSA. They lose at College Station.
Yeah.
They lose to West Virginia.
Yeah, they're losing to West Virginia.
And Texas.
Stop. No, West Virginia's going to be fucking awful.
They lose to West Virginia and Texas. Texas will do it. I know
Country
they will.
roads, take me home.
Don't even.
They lose to Oklahoma.
Stop. Now you're taking your bias and hatred of Texas.
There is no bias.
What bias? Look at the Red River
They beat
rivalry.
Oklahoma at home. I looked and saw that they're at home. I give you that.
The game's in Dallas,
Iowa State's
Texas.
a
The Texas State Fair.
Yeah.
Iowa State's a game.
No.
Iowa State's a
Matt
game.
Campbell will make it a game.
You saw that team last year.
Never.
If you aren't saying that it's not a game, you're drunk and you're off of I don't even know what drugs.
They have
He
one of
drank
my
too-
favorite coaches in the country. I'll give it
Okay.
that.
Okay. So then the week after that, they're
Oklahoma
at
State.
Oklahoma State.
Oh,
Dawn, buddy. I gotta tell you, that ain't the one. They're losing to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma State's a good team this year. They beat Kansas State. TCU's a game, even though TCU hasn't been a very competitive team in the past year or two. Not majorly competitive. They beat Kansas at Kansas probably 80-2, or 80-3, and then Baylor competes, but Baylor loses to Texas at Texas. So I'm seeing 3 chances for a loss. One's a good loss, 2 are bad losses.
This is
One's a
Texas.
good loss, the other 2 are mid.
I think they lose to Texas Tech.
Oh, I mean 4, sorry.
I
I
don't
think the
know.
win over Bama and Baylor, along with a conference title, puts them in the running for a Final Four appearance at 12-1.
Need this negativity in my life.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with that negativity.
Same.
That's wrong. Texas is
My-
going to have
my
guaranteed
brain
2
hurts.
losses. And they're going to be out of the top 10 because they have 2 guaranteed losses. Because
Yep.
Alabama beats them and levels them.
In the first half.
Hook 'em.
Mm-mm.
And then they're also going to
And
lose.
there's another wagon to the train.
And then they're probably also going to lose a game or 2 in there.
Yep.
Somewhere in there. Either to Oklahoma State or... I'm sorry, but that's just not a free win for them.
The bad here's the bad part
Yeah.
about that schedule.
Yeah.
If Alabama wasn't so close to the beginning of the season, then that probably dictate a better season for them. If they were coming in on a 3-game win streak against Alabama, I would talk about Texas putting a fight because Texas would be ready depending on how everything. Listen,
I look at it the other way around.
you like it being
It's
the
better
second game
than
of the
playing
season.
Alabama. It's better than playing Alabama early on.
And it's better than it's at home.
Dalton, think about every time Ohio State has won a championship or competed for a championship. When did they lose their game?
Week 1 or 2. Or
Early
3.
season.
Mhm.
Or 2 or 3.
To a team that was better than them because they weren't prepared. That makes Texas look a lot better
Yep.
because the fact that Alabama has consistently been so damn good.
If we're being completely honest, taking comparison of Ohio State last year, that Minnesota game was very close. As they didn't have that many injured players. So I mean, it's hard telling, but going with how Sarkisian is as a coach, he's got to really he's got to put his nuts on the line that second game. Like, you're selling your soul to the devil to try to win that
at this
game.
point, bud.
Oh, 100%. And they can make or break his coaching career at Texas.
It's his whole freaking career.
Yep.
Which, that game's going to be huge.
Oh, 100%.
It's still going to be huge.
Right.
I really think they're going to televise the absolute shit out of the
Gus
Texas
Johnson.
game.
Yeah, Gus Johnson and Joe Klatt are calling the game.
Exactly.
Big Ten noon kickoff.
Right there.
Or Big Noon kickoff. I said Big Ten noon. I'm ready for Big Ten play, you see.
Either way, I mean, it's going to be a great game.
I don't know.
Texas loses more than one game.
I totally
100%.
Final statement.
100%.
I think they go 9-3.
But for Texas, they last
7-5.
Texas goes 9-3, and they're going to the
Alamo Bowl.
I don't know, like the left testicle fucking cake.
No,
I don't know.
No. Hey, 9-3. You're big.
You're getting to a decent game, but you're not getting
9-3, especially with Texas. They're gonna get overbid for a bowl game. They got no business being in.
They could get a bid if you look at how bids work. They could get a bid for a low tier 6 bowl. New Year's 6.
Sugar
They
Bowl.
get a low tier. A Sugar Bowl.
If Texas goes 9-3 and wins the Big 12 at 9-3,
Okay.
they could go to the Sugar Bowl.
At 10-3,
Sad,
they'll go to
but-
the Sugar Bowl.
10-3.
It's sad, but winning the Big 12 right now is not a feat.
I mean,
Not a feat.
Not with how all these super
Not with
conferences are starting to come about.
yeah.
to be fair, realistically, there's only two that matter: if you win the Big Ten and if you win the SEC. So that matters.
Yeah, because
ACC.
winning the
I don't
ACC,
care if you win. I don't care if you win the
it
Pac-12.
doesn't matter if you win the ACC.
No, like
Well,
it doesn't.
the way
We've
it's
seen
fun.
that.
True. But
Thank you for that. That hurt, but thank you.
I don't know. I just feel something because of expansion coming up. I see that the College Football Playoff Committee is probably going to pull some wild strings
Yep.
coming up this season. I think they're going to try to be lenient into those other, like if you win the ACC, they're probably going to try to give a bid to try to get in, depending on what games are win. That have been won by whoever certain team it is. Pac-12, I don't really know.
Chairman's face.
Because when we do our actual full season preview in August, or the week before week 1, I'll have to see how who they're calling top dogs of each conference pretty much, and let's see who could possibly get a bid based upon strength of schedule. So, and games won. It's
That would be a
ultimately
big
what we
one.
have to do.
Are you saying you think you could see them start to set guidelines now for the expansion?
Absolutely. You've already said there's going to be an expansion. Why wouldn't you start now?
Because the guidelines change every year.
Exactly, but start setting a standard. Once we get here's the
I'm
thing.
with you.
This whole I know. This whole conversation becomes true when they do expand.
Mm-hmm.
So, and by that point, there's going to be probably 3 super conferences almost.
Well, at that
They're
point,
talking about
they-
4 super conferences.
I remember
Which-
like, they were going to 12, which means if
My-
you're conference winner, you go no matter what.
Right. My thing is, one thing going on a little bit of the super conference topic, and it kind of got under my skin because I listened to a podcast where a Notre Dame player was on it, and they said that they had a pretty decent shot going to wherever, and he actually, I'm not going to say the player's name, he actually quoted that it's better to be an independent because you can win those games and get into a Final Four. I absolutely think that is gone after 12 teams come into play.
Well, for every other independent, yes. Notre Dame, you know.
I really hope that Notre Dame accepts the bid to the Big Ten. I really do.
I see why, but I'm also with you on I don't want to see it because it's the 3 Indiana schools all together.
Okay. I take back what I said about having 2 Michigan teams. I'll take 3 Indiana teams.
No, I get it, but the way Notre Dame wants to play, they want to play like they're an ACC style school, so it's
right.
I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong, I like seeing Notre Dame in Big Ten, but I think if they have a choice, they would actually try to join the ACC.
My thing is, if we can get 2 California teams to join the Big Ten, why not Notre Dame?
Notre Dame brings more money than those 2 California teams.
And Ryan Cribley, what's up, buddy? Commented they're going to go to the ACC, not the Big Ten. I still agree with that too.
Right.
I'd like to see either one, but I would like to see a decision made. That's where I'm at.
No, I'm 100% behind that. I think Notre Dame should join the conference just for football, be over and done with.
Here's the thing. Would I be surprised if he said it was because of the basketball team? Would I be surprised? No, because they're going to follow the basketball team in the ACC.
Right. Why not the Cincinnati Bearcats?
Because they're joining the Big 12. So, why would you make... Here's my argument towards that, Ryan. Why would you bid for the Big 12 if you could have just blew your whole load and bid for the Big 10 right out of the gate?
Big 12 is looking.
Exactly.
Big 10 didn't say open invitation yet until after Cincinnati went in. And then that's when they said, oh, we could look to expand the Big 10.
I mean, if it happens 2 or 3 years down the road, it happens.
Oh, 100%. Because I'd like seeing Cincinnati join the Big 10.
I wouldn't understand dumping all that money into media to get into the Big 12 and then ultimately turn around.
And dump into another conference because it sounds like the Big 12 is going to dissolve. If not the Big 12, then it's going to be the Pac-12 first.
Right, and I would love to see it too. He said Fickle against Day. I would love to see that as a Big 10, Big 12 matchup first.
Oh, 100%.
We'll see how well that goes. So
because we already had it happen the one-time regular season in 2019. But to see it as a bigger atmosphere for Power 5 game.
Yeah. See, I think the Cincinnati Bearcats can do justice to the Big 12 because they can bring some light, bring some good recruits out of Ohio, surrounding areas and stuff. I think, I ultimately think that the Bearcats could define a new definition for the Big 12. Now, will it be much of a definition if they go in and run the whole show? No, it'll turn into an SEC with Alabama and Georgia at the top. So,
right.
It is what it is.
No, I get that.
This week, I'm going through 31 days until college football.
Yes.
Look up the FCS schedule. It's closer. I think it's like 28.
28.
It should be 28 to 21, somewhere in there.
I know that's close.
Which I wouldn't mind trying to follow some FCS teams because I know they're trying to bid into the FBS and bid into some conferences. So.
Right, and I know because there was talk. Because I know, we discussed on an episode before, we were discussing, and I kind of mentioned there's a few FCS schools looking to make the jump. Because I know Jacksonville State was looking to make a jump, and a couple other people think North Dakota State can make the jump from FCS to FBS.
Well, and I think we talked about the North Dakota State jump.
Yep.
I don't remember talking about the Jackson State jump.
It wasn't Jackson State. I think they're staying HBCU. It'd be Jacksonville State. Yeah.
JMU.
And James Madison this year is making the jump from FCS to FBS, but they said other FCS schools in the future are looking, because it was one of the other episodes we were actually discussing it.
Yeah, as North Dakota State, I don't think has put a bid in yet. JMU has. Oh what? Oh what?
Like, why would you? Like, just keep doing what you're doing.
Because you have almost 21 national titles in the FCS in the past like 30 years.
Yep.
You need to get out. That's pretty much how it goes.
And not gonna lie.
If you're dominating that hard, you need to go show your talent somewhere.
And also, they could play FBS schools and compete because they went to Iowa for a noon game and made it a game. I think they walked out with a win.
If they jump now, do you think they're at least 6-6?
I think they can be. Depending on where they jump to, but I think they can.
That is bowl eligible.
7-5.
Yeah, if they make the move to FBS, they will be bowl eligible.
So, well, boys, it's getting about that time.
Yeah, I think we're getting ready to. But
Yeah. Any you guys got anything?
Final words? Colorful anecdotes? Feels weird for me to be in this position, not gonna lie.
I think the only thing I really have to say is I'm ready to record the rest of this week.
100%.
Be ready for that, and we'll continue our conversation about everything. And we got quite a bit of good stuff prepped for this week's recording as well.
100%.
Will be in Kenton. I will try to Discord in. No promises.
Let us know, man.
I'm on a farm in the South Services in Marion.
All good.
It's all good.
All you need is Wi-Fi.
It's not that great either.
Just hop on a cow and ride into town. You'll be okay.
I'll hold it up high. Just like get on top of the barn.
Fair enough.
So, alrighty. Well, that's the end of the live, fellas. Definitely great. And be on the lookout for our new episode we're getting ready to record this weekend. And as always, follow our media pages. We are on Facebook, as we always do our Facebook Live videos. So give us a like and follow. Follow us on Instagram. Like and follow us on Twitter. And always, we're now on TikTok. Follow us on TikTok and enjoy our first video of Don't Eat the Blizzard.
250 views.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I got 250. That was pretty fun news to hear.
Yes.
So,
and if you missed,
Corvette.
no.
We're not doing that. No.
No.
That went out.
You can do it in your Bumblebee jersey. How about that?
Oh, 100%. You can do it in your Bumblebee jersey. How about that?
I got a Juju jersey. Put that on.
And we're canceled.
And we're gone.
And
Yes.
we're gone.
But
So,
what you got? Oh, you said so.
I'm good.
Okay. So, as always, you can check us out and listen to our podcast on Spreaker, iHeart, Google Podcast, and Spotify. So, without further ado, I will thank you for listening to Not Your Average Sports Fans Podcast.
Me? Oh, yeah. Sorry, we don't have an outro on this one. So, I would like to thank you guys for listening to Not Your Average Sports Fans Podcast. As me, the voice, Dalton Brown. Please like and follow everything on our social medias. That'd be great. Share all of our lives. And as always, I will thank you for listening to Not Your Average Sports Fans Podcast.